Yes.
See you later.
Bye.
And then the next episode is only like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Just.
I mean, it's probably a full length, honestly. I don't know.
Oh,
In
really?
fact, like right there, like cut the episode at the end of the question. Would it be a dick move to cut the episode here? And
Yeah.
then bam, it ends right there.
Oh. You know, it does kind of line up with the timing. That would be like at 2 hours right there. So yeah, maybe.
All right then. I think we have a plan, gentlemen.
I'm
Like,
sorry,
yeah.
future people, if it happened.
I think we do have maybe more than half an hour. It's just like, yeah, I'm remembering these plot beats, like bam, bam, bam. So it feels like we're nearly there.
Okay.
Just stretch it out to an extra episode so you can do that.
Yeah.
All right. Fi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Yeah, anytime.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2.
She's doing it.
Oh my gosh.
They're gonna cut and say, "Play the next game."
It could happen. Ah!
What?
It's me.
Suddenly, my head was full of memories from other timelines. I'd seen something like this before. The warehouse of Floor B. In front of the white door. Kay was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with turbo cocaine.
Nice.
And that was the end of that. But, wait. If the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse, who was wearing Kay's armor?
Tee. You finally noticed. Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side watching over you.
Oh, son of a...
No! Oh my goodness! You're...
Yes, I am. Is that a gun?
Kills them all.
Oh.
Akane Kurashiki.
See, you took one of my characters.
No, now it's even.
Yeah,
We all have 9.
Yeah, it was all planned.
see, yeah, when we first started and you, like, had 4 and he had 2, I was like, you should probably give Kay over to him. But, like,
Oh, okay.
I didn't make the recommendation, and we got Kay's ending first, so it felt cemented that you were already Kay, you know?
Yes,
So it's like, oh, but that would be the one I'd recommend you turn over.
that's true.
And,
Makes sense.
Yeah, it would have worked out, too.
But you guys didn't.
Oof.
And now I have to live with the fact that I like Snowfie's K voice better.
Oh, thank you.
It's you, June. I mean Akane from. But you're old.
You're so old.
Yes, that's correct. Don't ask how I did that voice. I won't be able to do it again.
Aw.
I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover. Nor you, Junpei.
Junpei.
Akane, long time no see.
I could barely hear what they were saying.
Sorry, I'll get closer.
Junpei.
That's right, I'm Junpei.
My mind was still reeling. It felt like All the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do to not collapse right then and there.
How long?
Oh, I know why she's called Kay. Oh, screw this game. Yeah, she always was the one wearing the mask, wasn't she? Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Oh, that was epic. Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did, at least. I carried your bodies to the third AB room, and then took Dio's to the fifth. After that, I went into the first room and borrowed Kay's armor. So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already... Oh wait, no, that was... Who read that? That was not Akane.
Oh, that was
I
me.
got caught up in the monologue.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Wait. That doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you. And then Luna took your body to the sixth room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No, it was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio.
Yeah.
Yeah. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
You love it?
Yep.
Oh, it's so deep. Oh, it hurts.
What? No, that's nuts.
It's coconuts.
It's Schrodinger's nuts.
Because it's all nuts. All right. What about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
Yeah, that real ugly fellow. Where have I seen his face before?
Yeah, it is kind of ugly.
Come on.
You know, I was thinking the same thing.
You're joking.
Yeah, he looks like a real dumbass too.
Jumpy, did you just swear?
Well, you know, when a person deserves it, they deserve it.
Ah, that's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of Soparil can cause memory loss. By the way, I had some of you guys out for like 45 years.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I gave him a rather large dose.
So, who is he?
You've never seen him before?
No.
You blind?
Are you stupid? What about the rest of you?
Wait, do we not look like that?
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before, and he's still a dumbass.
Me either.
Total stranger.
Hey, come on. What are you guys saying? Right here? Same face?
I'm stupid.
Are you alright, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
I'm not stupid.
Huh?
We did never see his face, only like his arms and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What?
No.
It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
We even had the autopsy.
That just shows a basic human figure.
Why didn't it show my face?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future. From 45 years ago.
Oh, we're old.
I looked around frantically. A pond!
If only I looked in this earlier.
For real.
Any shiny object, I didn't look at it ever.
That's why all the shiny objects were sanded down. It makes sense.
I ran to it and threw myself down on my knees. Crawling up fours, I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, darn it. I struggled to take deep breaths. Then slowly, I peered into the pond, looking for my reflection. So, remember when people called him a senile old man and just generally say he's old?
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
And he's 0.
Remember when Clover agreed to go on a date with him?
Yeah, remember this every time he's been perverted.
Oh, yeah. Let me see your swimsuits. He's wearing the same clothes. I mean, they should have noticed that. Like, oh, yeah, he looks like he's wearing the same clothes.
Yeah,
That's
they
true.
must work for the same company.
Oh, it was just a popular fashion.
Hey, is that your son, Sigma?
What? I should have had an old man voice too.
This whole time.
In a sense, it is his son.
How do I do this? Like, what? What? No, this can't be real.
Reality breaks.
My voice! Also, he's never been voiced in this game, so.
Right, you mentioned that, how it like only plays the sound for his dialogue and not
Makes
like
sense
an actual voice
now.
actor.
Wait, does the 0 hologram, does that play a voice?
I think it does, yeah.
Oh, so that's his voice.
Does it play a voice when you get to this part?
Ooh.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
This
All right, then.
face!
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Klim.
Oh, we were called Doctor.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and then that also kind of makes sense with K.
I hugged that.
His last
Ew.
name is Klim. Yeah.
Because
She was really reluctant to.
Makes sense.
he is Luna's father figure.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That just made things awkward.
That's why she hugged him.
Yeah.
Although to you, that's behind it now. It's your face 45 years from now. 0, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
What? No, that's not possible. That's baloney.
No. It's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor. Oh, also the comment. I'm working on my associates in college. So you've been working at that for a long time then, huh?
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
That's silly.
You will be. A pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying!
I keep talking, so no, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say that you are going to create him.
Create?
His name is Kyle Klim,
Oh, he is your son.
your clone,
Oh, he is your clone.
and
More or
not your
less.
son.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd get that lucky.
That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. Okay, this is the last time I'm gonna put the stamp on it, but his name is Kyle, and so that's why he's K.
Oh.
Kyle Klim.
Kyle
And,
Klim.
uh,
But also
Climmy
Cammy.
Bully, Milky Bully. I love
Oh
Clim.
my gosh.
What?
I
It's
love
also Sigma's
Klim.
name.
What's the
Yeah.
password?
Oh, yeah. That makes sense now.
23 years ago in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future. When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him. The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, he's lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong.
Great.
He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life. Never, ever showering.
Sorry, he's a robot.
And you remember the picture of Kay when he's like a baby in armor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
But he wasn't.
But-
He was a robot.
No, he's Kyle.
What?
No, he's a clone. That's
clone.
different
Oh,
from a robot.
clone.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's poke him just to be sure. Stab him a little.
That's my clone son. Why would Future be create a clone?
For funsies.
I would
Does
do that.
sound like me, yeah.
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place.
Well, now
Good
what about
thinking, too.
Fi?
I got stabbed.
Oh, yeah.
I mentioned before that the AB projects, A and B, stood for after and before. That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body.
No, it doesn't.
Anime. Anime.
Enough of this.
Anime is another word for the soul.
You're just finding, like, explanations that don't exist. Jeez.
The writing team was like, they wrote the base story and they were just like, all right, look for every coincidence in what we're writing and then just shoehorn it into the plot somewhere.
Sounds like an anime, alright.
Yeah, you wrote the very first Kingdom Hearts, like Ventus was there with Sora. Yeah. Okay.
Of course.
I'm sure. Anima is another word for the soul or the consciousness. Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. Knocks on Kay's armor. Doom, doom.
Hello?
Sometimes I still hear that voice. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. Also, it is kind of funny that for whatever reason, your K voice sounded like an old person. I think that worked out nicely enough.
In that respect, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past person?
Sigma, say that again.
Into
Wait.
It's very
past.
hard.
I'm an old man, but I have a young brain. I'm pervy.
I'm still a pervert, though. Can't take that from me.
Aren't we all?
Oh,
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Oh, yeah.
you remember this?
Oh, holy smokes. I understand.
It's beautiful when you know what to look for.
It is.
Yeah.
When just everything starts coming together.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't get it.
I'll explain it. It's okay.
Okay.
Yes, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making.
Oh.
A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028. You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B. January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it's 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity.
'Cause I'm old.
Yeah.
You're too old and stupid.
I'm not stupid. I don't think.
The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out.
But since my brain is running at 1/6, it would still seem like they were slower.
It's because I'm so smart.
Yeah. Dummy.
Actually, it's sort of like going so stupid that you reach the other side of the scale.
I get it.
Huh.
Moving on. I wonder if there was any sort of logic behind everyone else being like, maybe you're a robot, because he's got like an eye that's...
Yeah, as I understand it, people are quite suspicious of you just based on your appearance alone.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Like, I don't remember what it is, but one of the game overs, Tenmyoji's definitely like, I figured it was you or something was wrong with you. So definitely people are suspicious of you. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
If you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, do you mean... Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact. Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes.
That's why I'm so freaking tired.
Yeah. Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past.
Do 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 do.
No more AVGN references.
Oh.
It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
This is gonna be hilarious.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm back.
Wake with a bang.
Oh, I gotta get that homework assignment done.
You're too late! Professor!
Dr. Tamaji.
That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent have already happened. The story does not end there, however. The line continues.
Well, of course it does.
After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B. That rhymes.
Yeah.
But this time you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B. Do you remember when B is Sigma?
June 1982.
That's cute. Try again.
Oh, January something.
25th.
Yeah.
Well, according to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma.
67-year-old man was in my body just 36 hours ago. Ew, 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 ew.
What did he do?
And then we get to 69-year-old Sigma. Oh boy, that one's a trip.
I'm looking forward to it.
I didn't say that. I think someone here's a ventriloquist. I didn't say that.
So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A. December 25th, 2028. The day all of this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body.
Ew.
Yuck.
Don't knock until you try it.
I feel young again. Time to hit the ladies. Oh. That's what we do in my time.
While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past, having more fun days.
Once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at sea.
It's buried
So
at
it's
sea?
so it's rotating.
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way.
Stupid.
Okay, this is important. We keep adding more and more layers to the scene of Kay riding the bunny. Now that we know what we do. Oh, that's good. Anyway. But look at this illustration closely. Would that technically, in that timeline, it would be Kyle then that rode the bunny?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you go through the cyan door, it's Akane.
Okay.
Everything else is Kyle. Yeah.
Okay, so he's still like a kid then. Whew. That's funny. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path. With one exception.
This line here at point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes. By now, you've likely figured it out on your own. I need to read real fast so we can end at 9.
Oh, yeah.
That's not.
The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 60s. was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out. Like jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve, 2028.
Yes. That is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retracted history up to this point, or retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction and undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Does it all make sense now?
It kind of lost me a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said that point C is January 27th, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
But look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Now.
Ah!
Very soon.
So?
Yes, didn't you hear the music?
What?
Oh, no.
What is it? And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the 4th dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
We're gonna fire you out of a slingshot.
Oh boy!
She's literal.
A crisis. Yeah, didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
She has a knife.
She has Dio's knife. You haven't figured it out?
Huh?
I mean this.
Dio's knife? No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Fry!
Ow.
I screamed and leapt towards them. Akane was already in motion, the knife diving toward Fai's chest. I was almost there. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realize that it was Akane's body lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. A message from Zero, you see? Haha.
Dead?
Ah.
Is that how it ends?
Alright.
Okay. Huh.
Well, that did answer all the questions.
Right.
There, especially since we have the golden files, we can have an epilogue. And maybe we should do that, I don't know, even a week later with all the files. I don't know, shrug.
Sure.
But that's basically the end of the game.
Akane Kurashiki / 67 years old. Well, that was
I
neat.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was real fun seeing everything come together finally.
All
So
these
there's the fun
twisted
thing.
threads tied.
It's like, yep, the third game is that Nevada test site. It all takes place there.
Okay.
So the second game is all lead up to the third game. And in the third game, your goal is to make sure the second game never happens.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it's a good game, right? It's good.
Does so Sigma goes back and also Phi, or the original Phi, right?
Phi is still mysterious, honestly. I don't have a cool chart for her like we have for Sigma, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah,
do
I
you know
guess
if she's in the next game?
yes.
Okay. Just say they hyped her up, man.
Yeah. He made such a big deal out of it.
Like that's the thing is, after all this, we still don't know that much about Phi.
Yeah.
No, not really.
And no
Yeah.
closure for Tenmyoji. He's like, oh, okay, talk to Sigma, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like I've been looking for you for 74 years. Whatever.
This is Sigma's game.
Yeah.
Guess so.
Stop it.
You had a whole game to yourself, Junpei. It's our turn.
But everybody loves Junpei.
It's true.
Oh, and I guess here's the thing: is like, yeah, Sigma, I think, yeah, got sent back in time. I guess you could say there that was old Sigma returning to old times, possibly at the end there. But the epilogue does take place in that same timeline still, right there. So even though Sigma might change the future, everyone is still living there. Like, well, good
Now
for our
what?
other selves, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna live here. New destination has been added to the flowchart. I'm sorry?
I think that's the epilogue.
Okay, so we're not done yet.
Ooh.
I mean, we could save that.
Let me think here.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that's...
there is. Yeah, let's do that and the golden records next time.
Okay. Yeah.
Ray.
There
And
you go.
then-
That's
And
all the
then
big
most,
spoilers.
the most important thing also comes after that. Listening to the voice actors.
Oh, yeah.
And talking
Yeah.
about how wrong it is.
That's true.
What happens? We beat it already.
We got some epilogue stuff.
Yeah, but we beat it
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, but just do it.
Look, it's Sigma. He gets the gas, and then the guy shows up, and it's...
We know who that is now, right?
It's
Huh?
me, Zero.
No.
I
All right,
don't
so
remember that.
do we have something above us? Like, did we save after the whole thing? Yeah. Okay. So my bad, my mistake. This actually comes with the normal ending, and we should have seen it last time.
You fool!
I know, I messed up.
You fool!
I'm a sorry fool. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, let's see what really happened. Wait, 2029? Huh?
Yeah.
This is like the whole third game is actually in here. We're starting right now.
Yep.
All
This takes
right.
place right after the third game.
Right after. Oh, okay.
They invented this
they
amazing
spoiled it.
technology. They just subtract the money you'd pay for the next game.
Snowfee, you should do this because PCM will have a role.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So, have my, excuse me. That's a nice knife you got there.
One thing I should... Excuse me one sec.
Of course. I've managed to keep us on the air until now, but I'm out of tricks. It's
She
time
just
for
walks
me.
out of the TV.
Time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast today. I pray that someday our world could be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye. Oh, hi. Persona.
I didn't. Oh no! Don't replicate what you see
Never
on TV.
seen it coming.
Oh no, now the children are gonna shoot themselves.
For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room, until with a click, it disappeared too.
That wasn't a click.
Had the power gone out? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. You.
Howdy, kids.
Hey,
Playtime begins.
Akane.
It looks like the first step was successful.
What the You killed me!
Killed?
I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still!
Also, it's 2D and not 3D. In the future, everybody becomes 3D.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
weird.
3D
Very.
models weren't invented in this time.
You gotta stop that future.
This is the good end. We gotta stop it, yeah.
Fight for that traditional 2D art.
But still!
Oh, I thought you didn't read it.
But still!
Still
Hey,
what?
hey, no need to pause for a really long time and be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
I'm okay.
Well, let's not go that far.
Well, in a sense.
Define okay.
You're going to live. That's all I'll give you.
Okay.
Yes.
You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
Me and Phi?
Yep, killed her.
What? Hold on.
With the butt of a knife, right?
Yeah,
No.
still killed her.
The butt of the knife, right?
Only-
Perfect.
yes. I only told you about you, but we also needed Phi to jump. She's really good at that.
It's that movie.
Yeah.
She can jump like super far.
Whoa.
Now, you know what happens next, right?
Persona?
You know what happens next, right?
We go to the moon, right?
We go to the, we can do this for every question. Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9 along with 3 treatment pods.
Alice and Clover, right?
Don't do it. Yes.
Right? What about the third one? Who's in there?
You.
Phi. We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. I wasn't the Phi who had jumped from Point C, though. It was Phi before she jumped from Point A to Point D. Are you keeping up at home, kids?
No.
In other words, she was following the same path you are. And she still is.
You just said... Then that means that after you froze her, the Point C version of her jumped back into her body?
Yes. The Point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod.
Wake her up.
Yeah, you just gotta shake her and scream really loudly.
Okay.
Why are you sleeping?
It's all vital to my plan, you see.
Alright.
She'll stay there for the next 45 years. Sleeping in ice.
All ice.
All ice.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Who would do that?
Oh,
Well, Alice has done it twice now.
Well,
Heyo.
shut
that's
up.
not...
She's good at it.
What? I'm not a mummy.
Well, then when she gets to Point B, her consciousness will jump to Point A, right?
Correct.
Huh. So that's why she didn't look old. So why don't you just stick me in one of those pods? I don't want to be old.
We can't do that
Why not?
because it would make for a good plot twist.
Good idea.
You haven't figured it out? Isn't that obvious? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project.
Oh.
Oh, now recreate everything you've seen. This is your
Yep.
final test.
If you mess up one detail, you ruin the timeline. Good luck.
Man, this fly's annoying. Swats it. Oh no! After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines.
You know, just do those, okay?
I'm a
The
college
basics.
student.
And you will be for a long time.
Oh.
Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. You remember Lagomorph, don't you? And of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark. Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin. January 25th, 2074. You will defrost Phi and carry her to the 3rd AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from Point A will force you out. You'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
And then I change history? Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions of people will die.
Oh. Okay.
Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? Aren't you an Esper too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
Oh.
Typical video game writing. She needs a man to help her.
Video game. So, what do I need to do?
What do you mean? I just told you.
Like,
I just told you, Fox Boy.
like what specific actions do I need to take? But when Phi and I jump to point A, what are we gonna do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that, tell me what I do.
Please buy the other game to find out.
No!
For only $59.99.
Ooh.
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was in there in the first place.
Oh, crap. Then we're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
Game over.
Okay.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility. Things will be difficult. And I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait. How do you know it's so dangerous?
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus.
Did he say something about a swimsuit?
Do you finally get it? What are you wearing under that cloak?
Don't worry about it.
Just curious.
I'm wearing a thick winter coat.
Oh no!
Just layers upon layers of padding.
Oh yuck!
I look so androgynous.
I'm so sad.
Alright. My mind can take it.
Yeah. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
What did I say?
The test facility is full of traps. There was one point a woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake and lost your arms and your right eye.
My arms and my right eye. What the hellful?
It's Mangle.
I'm gonna crawl on the ceiling. Suddenly, a low rumble shook the building.
Kaboom!
Sorry, I had Taco Bell.
Oh, understandable. I won't ask what that was. What was that?
Go have a look.
I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. Oh. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly toward the sky.
It's just like a JPEG that they're like holding up to the window.
Why is it moving?
It's just frozen like that.
Oh, John, shake the picture a bit. Oh!
Explosion!
It's shaking the whole sky!
Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. I'm gonna do it.
He's gonna do it. You just gotta buy the third game, though.
Only with the purchase of the third game will I do it.
Yay!
You want me to just do this again, would you?
And or beginning. Fire and ice.
Achievement unlocked.
Peanut butter or jelly. It's all the same stuff.
Yeah. There you go. That should have been the normal epilogue.
Wow, I've been spoiled.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. Well, now
So
we
if you
gotta
go
do
to the
some
bottom-
reading, right?
Go to the bottom of the true ending we got.
There's
There's,
Fi.
There she is.
there's Fi.
She has two ends? No, wait, that's right.
Yeah, we
This
just
is
had
her-
a
this is her
blackout
end.
moment there. Yeah.
Oops.
I guess we can do some reading. I'm gonna look up exactly what we need to do for that.
Help! Help!
At
And that's the video. Thanks for watching, guys.
I'm
You
glad
know,
we waited
I
a
did
week.
it. I bid bad.
Oh, that's
I did
June's
it.
ending.
What? Do what? Go
It's
to June?
Akane's ending.
It's
Oh, that's
candy.
cute.
Yeah.
I did the
Adorable.
thing. I cut it right when it was about to be revealed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So- So, yeah, sorry.
I'm not.
Whoever was looking forward to that. Oops.
It was me. Me.
Look at the star key we never looked at.
Look at all this cool stuff.
Two of
Severe
them.
too.
My favorite body spray.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, we missed one.
You were pretty bad at this, let's be honest. Can't remember these.
No. No.
Okay, there's a sun on the top left.
Alright, Mr. Graph Man. If you plot all of these symbols, what could you average out is the likelihood of each symbol in each column and row?
A butt.
Fun with that, you nerd.
No. Please.
How about
I
the
don't-
butt of this knife?
Yo!
I'm dead.
Okay, well, I haven't. Should we reread the first couple? I don't remember them.
I guess probably.
Okay.
I mean,
Wait,
this
hold
stuff's
on.
all explanatory. Like, it's the the rules to the game or zeros, like have a nice whatever.
These are the gold
saying.
files, though, right?
These are the gold files, yeah.
Yeah.
Sigma's cat problem.
I just learned
reading.
Clover's full name is Cloverfield.
Cat.
That's interesting.
Stupid.
Yeah.
That's real stupid.
Alright, anyway.
This is where you play the AB game. It appears to be an elevator car. There are 6 AB rooms of the warehouse on floor A. From the left, they're referred to as first, second, third, etc. The interior of each room is identical to the others, with a voting device on the wall and a hatch on the ceiling.
We've already read this stuff.
Well, read it fast!
No. Okay. This refers to the door of the AB room. Most elevator doors open horizontally, but this one opens and closes vertically. Most elevators also include a safety feature that prevents the door from closing if anything obstructs it. These doors have no such safety feature.
So if you put your head in.
Oh.
Yay!
Bracelet 1.
Poke your head in. What's going on in there? Ah!
Oh!
Bad end.
I guess he's voting ally. Da-da-da-da-da.
Well, each participant has a bracelet attached to their left wrist. If a participant breaks the rules or fails to fulfill certain conditions, then a set of 4 needles in the bracelet will inject them with 2 chemicals in succession. There are only 2 situations that will cause the bracelet to come off. The person wearing it completes the game and escapes. The heart of the person wearing it stops beating. You put some tin foil over it. Attempting to break the bracelet or attempting to force it off will be considered a violation of the rules.
I need to go to a timeline with cool music. Do you remember which one has cool music?
No.
There was a puzzle you like, listen to
Hold
this
on.
banger.
Go to the...
Yeah, there was. It was like in one of the recent ones you uploaded. I was like, listen to this music, though.
Did we like the Pandy Room music? I thought that was good music.
I think so. I mean, most of the escape rooms have cool music, so.
Yeah, I just think I remember that one being like the one
Where's
you
the
looked up on
puzzles?
YouTube and everyone's like, yeah!
Oh, these are the puzzles. Alright.
Yeah.
Laboratory, treatment center, the garden, archives, control room. Panty room!
Panty Room!
The panty room! Yeah! Let's look at some panties!
Seek a way out and jam out. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, back to reading.
Hold on, let me get my playlist. Just gotta jump a timeline or 2, and then we're good to go.
Nice. AI is short for artificial insemination, which is a process by which eggs are fertilized without the use of a male organ. It is commonly used in the breeding of dairy cattle and pigs, but has also been... Oh, I'm being told in this case AI stands for artificial intelligence, which is another thing entirely. Have a nice,
But while we're talking about the farm animals, Word 0 the Third says before he leaves, there are a few variations.
Have a nice trick! Have a nice trap! Have a nice traitor!
And in the end, it didn't even matter.
Have a nice deal!
It's a quantum computer thing. A device built by Tom Kwan of Boise, Idaho computer. That's actually a lie. The quantum computer is a highly advanced machine that uses quantum phenomena such as superposition and entanglement to perform calculations. Let's say, for example, that you want to determine the prime factors of 5183. A Van Neumann style computer, let's call him Paul, would say, try to divide this by 2, 3, 5, and just run through numbers like that until it got the answer. Mr. Kwan, on the other hand, the computer, not the imaginary commuter, would just look at 5183 and say, obviously it's 71 times 73. A traditional computer with n bits can only be in one of 2 to the nth power states at once. But a quantum computer with n qubits can be in up to 2 to the nth cube power states simultaneously. That means a quantum computer can complete calculations that are currently impossible. That's amazing, Mr. Kwan. Are you seeing anybody?
The Idaho Road, apparently.
No!
I got a Flora graffiti. Someone has written 2 Milkmen Go Comedy on the wall in the warehouse on floor A. Presumably, it refers to a pair of milkmen visiting a comedy club. This sentence construction, however, is obviously wrong. There must be a reason why. Yes,
Did
that's
we
it.
ever figure out why that was there?
It's an anagram or something, right?
Yeah, she probably anagrammed it into something.
It's an anagram for I
It's
am
like
Lord
Welcome to my
Voldemort.
kingdom, I think, right? One of them.
Oh,
something like that,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's no W.
Shh, welcome to my
Sure.
kingdom.
They turn the M upside down.
Well, what is this non-nary game, you?
Welcome to my kingdom.
He is a punny bunny.
It's hilarious.
It's a deadly game that 9 people have been forced to play. The official name is No-Nary Game, Ambidex Edition. As part of the No-Nary game, the participants must also play the Ambidex game, or AB game.
Or, what was it? Anima B something?
Apple banana?
Yeah. I don't know. There's a name for it, and I did not agree.
Prisoner's Dilemma?
No,
No, like
Kane.
AB had a specific.
It's like, actually, AB also means anima, something like that.
Anima banana.
I like
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
Well, tell us the rules, you.
Well, what's the purpose of the no-nary game? To escape, I walk through the door marked with number 9. How do you open a number 9 door? You have to earn at least 9 BP. How do you earn BP? You go to the AB room, you play the AB game. How do you enter the AB room? Next to AB gate is a card reader. Just slide the designated card key into it, and the door will open. Where are the card keys? They're behind the CDs, the colored doors. To answer your question.
Well, hold on. There's another rule. Here are a few more rules for you.
I can read this one if you like.
No, I never get to be him.
That's an imposter.
Once you've
But go
opened
for
a
it.
door, you can hop through it as much as you like. The chromatic doors are like that too. Once you open them, even I can't keep you from going in and out of them. Any color of bracelet can go through them, and as many people as you like. But, you have to escape before you could take advantage of this free reign rule. Once you've activated a chromatic door and gone through it to the puzzle beyond, it won't let you go back until you've solved the puzzle. I did it.
Yeah,
Now
it's
do
pretty
Dio.
cringe, bro.
In addition to a number, right? Each bracelet will say either solo or pair. Each color will have 3 bracelets, 1 solo, and 2 pairs. 2 people who have the same color pair bracelets will share the same fate and must vote together as one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's our BP?
BP? Well, this refers to bracelet points. The number of BP you have will be displayed on your bracelet. If your BP is greater than 9, then you can open a number 9 door and escape. However, if your BP drops below 0, then the needles built into the bracelet will activate.
Huh. Let's talk about that number 9 door. This door is found in the warehouse on floor A. Anyone with 9 or more BP can open the door and escape the no-nary game. So, in a sense, this door could be considered the ultimate goal for the participants. Once the number 9 door closes after someone with 9 BP has opened it, there's no way to open it again. During his explanation, Zero the Third said, "The number 9 door, carrot, stay open more than 9 seconds." This is not strictly correct. However, the time period Zero the Third is referring to is the time when the door is fully open. That means that if one takes into account the time when the door is opening and when it's closing, it is open for somewhat more than 9 seconds. Depending on how much dialogue there is.
Yep.
Oops. What's a total lunar eclipse?
What's it to you?
At certain times, the sun, earth, and moon align in such a way that the moon is completely within the earth's shadow. This causes the moon to appear, it is hard to read that text when it's on the magazine, to appear reddish brown. I guess you could say it's eclipsing the magazine. Reddish brown in color as light from the sun passes through the Earth's atmosphere and reflects off the moon's surface. Incidentally, the game refers to a lunar eclipse on New Year's Eve in 2028, which is, or rather will be, an actual event. It will be visible only in the Eastern Hemisphere at 1652. Utah. Haha.
Utah! You got
Utah
it.
time.
What's
all this then?
so clear with the black background? I love
I
it.
saw gobbledygook all over me screen.
Yes, but it
Oh,
wasn't
malfunctioning.
corrupted.
Oh no!
Tell us, you beta.
One of the drugs used by the non-airy bracelets and an extremely powerful anesthetic is the first drug injected when the participant breaks one of the rules. This drug also appeared in Virtue's Last Reward's sister title, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. It's not a sequel, it's a sister title.
Broke it. Okay.
It was created by Mr. H, who was the president of Cradle Pharmaceuticals and appeared in 999. I don't know who that
Actually,
is.
it's called Ace.
Mr. Ace. He developed it by extracting and purifying an alkaloid from a variety of mandrake. High usage can lead to some side effects, including severe memory loss. It can also be aerosolized and used as an anesthetic or knockout gas.
Oh.
There you go.
Now we know what
That's
that
where the
is.
smoke comes from.
Turbo cocaine! Yay!
Hooray!
One of the drugs used by the non-airy bracelets and an extremely powerful muscle relaxant. This is the second drug injected by the bracelets if a rule is broken. The turbo cocaine is injected 9 minutes after the SOPA rule. It causes the respiratory muscles to cease functioning and the body perishes from lack of oxygen. Turbo cocaine is a component in some of the poisons used by indigenous populations in South America, who tip their arrows with poison when hunting. It can be counteracted with a inhibitor, but it's not clear if the non-airy game facility has any of this antidote available. Cocaine.
Uh-oh.
Can you tell us about Adam and Eve?
Well, you see, it's an acronym for the Automatic Diagnosis and Analysis Machine. This device uses nuclear magnetic resonance imaging to examine and diagnose anyone put into it. It's similar to the MRI machines you might find in modern-day hospitals, only much smaller and more efficient. An advanced computer built into this device can automatically diagnose most issues and ailments. If the subject of diagnosis is already decreased, the Atom can perform a virtual autopsy to determine the cause of death. And then you get a funny picture of Luna holding a little scanner thing that looks like a hammer.
It's true.
Come on. Ow!
I'm just gonna smack you with this, okay? Don't be scared.
Okay.
Fletch, that means you're not a robot.
I was scared.
Tell us about
What?
the expert.
The expert says Radical 6 infection spreads. Cure continues to elude authorities. The Radical 6 virus continues to spread across the globe like wildfire. The WHO has confirmed that the death toll is estimated to have passed 100,000 victims. Immediate quarantine of any infected patients is strongly advised.
That's not relevant.
What's the who?
Who cares? Let's talk about pandemics.
Fair point.
When an epidemic spreads beyond a certain area, it becomes a pandemic. Some historical pandemics include cholera, typhoid fever, tuberculosis, the Black Plague, smallpox, and just recently, certain influenza outbreaks have also reached pandemic or near pandemic levels of infection. In Spain, in 1918, an influenza outbreak was said to have caused 40 to 50 million deaths. This was fun to read.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Radical.
Oh, it's Radical, yo. A powerful virus whose worldwide spread is an integral part of this story. If you want to know what Radical and 6 mean, you'll just have to play the game to find out. Yeah.
Whoa.
I remember the 6 part, I don't remember the Radical part.
It's cool.
Okay. Fair enough for me.
I don't know about this injection gun. It's a pair of serums that uses easily swappable vials.
What
Now
else?
leave me alone.
What else?
Nope.
Oh.
It's gone into Luna's neck in many timelines.
Oh. Let me tell you about the primary chromatic door. There are a total of 7 varieties of chromatic doors in the Nonary game facility. One for each of the following colors: cyan, magenta, yellow, red, green, blue, and white. The primary chromatic doors will open at a specified time. Participants can see how much time is left until the primary door is open by pressing the buttons on both sides of their bracelets. Neat. Alright,
Secondary. Several conditions must be met by the group that enters the primary door in order for the secondary door to open. There must be 2 pair bracelets and 1 solo bracelet. The colors of all 3 bracelets must together form either the color of the door that they are trying to enter or its complementary color. That's kind of hard to remember though, so let's look at it like this instead. Red and blue opens the magenta secondary door. Green and green opens the magenta secondary door as well. Green and red opens the yellow secondary door. Blue and blue can also open the yellow secondary door. Blue and green, cyan. Red and red also cyan.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, that's crazy talk.
That's crazy talk.
It's crazy talk.
Can you tell us about
crazy
the
talk.
UK? I mean the EU?
Okay, it stands for erotic units.
Oh, we can't read this.
Okay, sorry. I get all the short ones.
It's in the grandpa videos.
It's coming up. Oh no.
Alright, well, let me tell you. EU is a system developed to measure a combination of physical, emotional, and situational attractiveness. It ranges from 0 to 20, where 20 might be Marilyn Monroe, and 0 might be Gilbert Gottfried.
They translated that for the American audiences,
Yep.
let's be honest.
For the curious, Danny Trejo rates 16 EU. Just being sexy does not guarantee a high EU rating. Not to be confused with competing systems of hotness or sexability. The EU system weighs a number of factors, such as practicality, sustainability, emotional investment, and the bias of the observer. Women with a high EU rating have usually mastered the art of the tease.
Wow.
Now you know.
Now we're ready to watch the grandpa videos.
Now you can consider what
Alright.
your rating for every character is.
Quark, listen up. I only dabble in things with EU 16 or higher. Everything else is smut.
I'm a child, am I smart?
Oh boy.
I'd have to say K is a 20.
You're not wrong. A collection of films that Tenmyoji has gathered. Their content isn't really explicit per se, but they still aren't really appropriate for someone Quark's age. It should be noted that the term does not imply that videos contain grandpas or grandpa-like actors. Okay. Tell us about the cat.
Meow.
Sigma has a strange verbal and possibly psychological tic, which causes him to make cat puns whenever he talks about cats. The cause of this behavior seems to be an experience he had as a child. When Sigma was in preschool, there was a deserted house near his school that everyone called the Cat Mansion. He always loved cats, so every day he would visit the Cat Mansion and give the cats that lived there some of his lunch. One day he realized that he could understand what the cats were saying to one another. A magical black cat appeared and told him it had given him this gift in exchange for giving food to its fellows. But, the magical cat said, "To be continued."
And that's the only word I remember. You can never tell anyone about your gift, the magical black cat warned. If you do, you'll be cursed. But young Sigma was so happy about his newfound ability that he slipped and told a girl about it, so the black cat cursed him. His curse was to speak only in cat puns for the rest of his life, even when he's 67.
Yeah.
Fortunately for him, a magical white cat came along soon afterward, felt the curse was a little too harsh and lessened it, so that he would only talk in cat puns when he talked about cats. And they lived happily ever after until the non-airy games.
Yo.
Yay.
I love it.
It's cute.
Ooh, a phone. A device that converts sound into electrical signals and transmit them over a wire so they can be decoded and played back on the other side at the end. It's useful for speaking to people who are far away. The invention of the telephone is generally credited to Alexander Graham Bell in 1876, but there is a dispute in some circles as to whether or not this is the truth. In the game, there is a phone in one of the cabins. It can't call outside the facility, of course, but what if you try something like 5309 or 6969? Other numbers might do other things, so give it a try.
And that's where you find the Easter eggs.
Yeah, I guess so.
What's 5309 special? Okay. Tell us about the Pokemon Golem.
Golem is a rock ground type Pokemon. The Golem is an anthropomorphic creature from Jewish folklore. Golems are made from clay and will obey any orders given to them by their creators without question, although they tend to take instructions very literally. A golem is created by performing a holy ritual, then kneading the clay into the shape of a person, chanting a spell, and writing the Hebrew word emet, truth, on the golem's forehead. Erasing the E changes the word to met, which is Hebrew for death. Doing this deactivates the golem.
Oh no.
The greatest tool is an eraser against these boys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Tell us about
Erase their lives.
The British interpretation, the Golem.
That's right. It's a bit funny, isn't it?
It is. When the Golem's found in the non-airy game facility, he is discovered lying on the maintenance table in the Golem Bay. His product ID is GTMCMG Golem. He has to be referred to by the last bit, which is, of course, Golem. Much to his surprise, this ends up being pronounced like Golem anyway. On a side note, CTMCMGOLM stands for Golem Type Male Cockney Model Number Golem. Now you know.
Cockney?
He was designed that way.
Hey, can we talk about the Chinese room for a sec?
Please.
Can't we always talk about the Chinese room? Is that Luna in the picture right there?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone.
Holding. The Chinese room is a thought experiment developed by American philosopher John Searle to contest some of the ideas about artificial intelligence. The experiment itself is explained in more depth in the game, but the general idea behind it is to pose the question: do intelligent responses indicate actual understanding? Cirilla contests that a computer could be programmed to respond intelligently in conversation with humans, so much so that it would seem to be human itself, but that it would not necessarily, or perhaps could not, actually understand what it was saying. Of course, this raises the question: how can we know that human minds are not, in essence, Chinese rooms? Can we really say that we understand the things we say, or are we just simulating understanding?
What?
You're a Chinese room!
Oh, I understand.
I don't know. Want to get Chinese food?
Yeah, actually, that sounds good. Tell us about the Turing test.
The Turing test is designed to gauge the computer's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior. First is held by a British mathematician, Alan Turing. The test has 3 participants: a human judge, a human subject, and a machine. The judge engages in conversation with the human and the machine. If the judge cannot determine who is a machine and who is a human, the machine is considered to have passed the Turing test. When Fi mentions that perhaps she and her companions have been captured to perform a test, she is referring to the Turing test.
Ooh, fancy.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's kind of cringe, not gonna lie.
Well, alright then, you go back to playing your Fortnite, Mr. Cringe.
We like Fortnite.
Here are some more AB game rules for you.
That's
Not
a
voting
terrible
is not an
impression.
option.
No, it's Sigma's impression of Zero when he reads it.
If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. You guys don't have to worry though. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote.
Okay.
Only the bunnies get penalized, so it's okay.
What?
That's pretty cringe.
Kinky. Hey, a golem. We just talked about a golem.
We sure did, mate.
What acronym for General Purpose Autonomous Labor Electronic Machine? Golems are robotics developed and sold by an American corporation called Heffel Systems. Some of the units in this facility, however, have the software significantly enhanced by Zero Senior. A portion of them have also been given ABT created by Zero Senior. Or incidentally, ABT is short for Artificial Biological Tissue.
It's pretty cringe.
I know.
What's that even mean?
Well, tell us the story, the point.
The gist of Golem's somewhat rambling explanation is that the center of thought doesn't necessarily have to reside in the body. In the case of Golem, the self... What?
Nothing.
Okay. Something you want to share with the rest of the class?
No.
Alright then, shut up and do your homework. The self clearly resided in the mainframe and operated the body remotely. Since a self-aware robot could exist this way, he theorized what would prevent humans from doing the same. If humans are actually being controlled by an outside force, is there actually any such thing as free will? What about Free Willy?
You don't mind.
You dropped your Cockney accent. Let me pick it up for you. Fourth in the coastal left. It's between the 4th and 5th ribs on the upper left chest. Stab wound was caused by a knife or other sharp object. Oh. Wound margins clean, continuous. It's consistent with the stab wound. Wound angles 1 sharp, 1 blunt. This is consistent with the knife wound. Most knives have 1 sharp cutting edge and 1 flat edge, which would produce this wound profile.
I heard knifeu.
Knifeu!
Like your waifu, but it's a knife.
It's like gun
Knifeu
fu,
for life.
but you fight with a knife, yeah.
Well, this wound's a cavity. The depth of the wound, frequently this will match the length of the blade used. And the wound length, long ways of the wound left in the epidermis. Usually this corresponds to the height of the blade. Wound width, the blunt angle. The width of the blunt angle of the wound, usually this corresponds roughly to the width of the knife blade, allowing for elasticity of the skin.
That's pretty cringe.
Why did we read these?
I don't know.
Well, tell us the news.
Not to be confused with a coroner. A coroner is a government official who assists law enforcement by investigating the causes of death and dealing with the paperwork and logistics surrounding corpses. Can also be used colloquially to refer to someone who performs these duties, whether or not they are actually employed by the government.
Hot dog.
I know a coroner.
Go sit in it then.
Let me tell you whatever this thing is. An autopsy is a post-mortem surgery that examines the body in detail to determine the cause of death and evaluate any diseases or injuries that might be present. It is also super gross.
Super gross! Yahoo!
Yucky!
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yay! Luminol, yummy, yummy, delish, drink it all. Luminol is an organic compound with the chemical formula Kate-Hessenite 302. When mixed with hydroxide salt and hydrogen peroxide, it will glow blue when it comes into contact with blood and certain other substances. This property has made it a useful tool in criminal investigations, where it can reveal blood stains that have been cleaned up. Keep in mind this next time you are contemplating how to deal with the neighbors listening to death metal at 3 in the morning. Kill them.
That's right, honey.
It's easier to go for suffocation because then there's no blood trail.
Yeah.
Now you know, kids. Hey, we got another bracelet.
Don't say Papa Snowfie never taught you nothing.
Okay, have fun, kids.
Good job, kiddo. At first glance, Kay's bracelet seems different from the others. Specifically, it appears to be attached to a suit. Although the design is slightly different, it is not part of the suit. The bracelet is attached directly to his wrist, with the face looking out through the hole in his armor. Just like the other bracelets, it will only come off once he escapes or when his heart stops beating.
He killed his clone.
What?
It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Remember the Generalized Amnesia?
What?
Let me tell you.
About what?
Just click the button. We're on
Let
the
him-
6th page.
You have to let him tell us.
It's a memory condition where the sufferer retains knowledge such as a language, social common sense, and so on, but memories of their own past and personality disappear. Its cause is usually psychological, but in rare cases it can be caused by serious head trauma. Kay suggested that an extremely painful breakup might have been the cause of his condition, but generalized amnesia usually requires a much more powerful trigger than breaking up with someone. In fact, a painful breakup often has the opposite effect. You want desperately to forget, but find that to be impossible, which leads to all other sorts of mental disorders. Or so the person sitting behind me says.
What?
Go to the next page.
The lore,
Please,
man.
let's not talk about it anymore.
Let's talk about cooked food. Yum 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 yum.
Yay.
Twice cooked pork, a Szechuan dish. It is made by pan frying pork, cabbage, bell peppers, and green onions with doubanjiang or tianmianjiang for flavor. You probably know this one. Hella a Spanish dish where one cooks rice, meat, seafood, and vegetables. No space there. And vegetables in a shallow pot, seasoned with saffron. Ooh.
It's very important to add the and vegetables.
Nasi goreng, an Indonesian dish made with pan-fried rice. Everything's with a pan here. Seasoned with sambal, kicap manis, and terasi. Hey, it's schnitzel. A German dish. It is made by mixing together meat, flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs, then frying the mixture in butter and lard.
Well, you know how to pronounce that one.
I can tell that you've watched both Rick and Morty and Chowder because you knew how to pronounce Szechuan and how to pronounce
Schnitzel.
And aside from that, you didn't know how to pronounce any of the other ones.
Yeah, I need some American cartoons to tell me how.
Yep.
Well, it's your turn.
Oh, I get the Korean crud. Here we go. You guys young. A Korean dish. The process involves stewing beef, vegetables, namul, and powdered chili peppers together very slowly. The resulting meal is very spicy. Borscht! A Russian dish. Borscht. A Russian dish. Preparation is very simple. You just stew the meat and vegetables together for a long time. The finished meal is garnished with beets and sour cream.
Doesn't sound very Russian, I'll be honest.
Borscht. You must find the borscht.
Worst for dinner.
Borscht is the worst. I don't know. It sounded like it rhymed in my head. Anyway, Tom Kha-gai, a Thai dish or a thigh dish, if you will. Made by stewing chicken, chili peppers, ginger, and nampula in coconut milk. Very spicy. Chef's pasta. Whatever the chef feels like making. What?
Nothing.
Okay. Whatever the chef feels like making. Sometimes you don't know what it is until you take a bite. Sometimes you don't even know then.
Weird pasta, but alright.
Sometimes you die as soon as you take the first bite.
Oh no.
And you don't even know you're dead.
I'd go for it.
Well, have a nice.
Looks like a guy screaming like, "Oh!"
Have a nice. Oh! Two.
Word 03 says before he leaves, there are a few variations. Have a nice trauma. Have a nice trace. Have a nice trumpet.
I don't think we've ever heard the trumpet part.
I don't know.
Dang it.
Oh well, maybe.
Yo, Free the Soul. Oh, dang. An emerging religious organization with a rapidly growing membership. Some figures claim there congregation numbers over 1 million in countries across the world. Originally, the organization called itself Free the Soul of Y, but later dropped of Y to become simply Free the Soul. The founder of the religion is known only as Brother, and his true identity is a mystery until you play the next game, maybe, I don't know. Only a small number of the highest-ranking members have ever seen him. The doctrine of Free the Soul demands that inherits separate themselves from the world, free themselves of lust, and release their souls from their physical bodies so that they can be purified. Its followers believe that they will be born again as a new race, and that the world will be transformed into a place of equality with no conflict or poverty. Considering how a peaceful world of equality with no conflict or poverty usually plays out in the movies, they seem like a pretty scary group of people. Yeah. How do they have so many members if they just kill themselves?
Because they're cool.
Alright, fair enough.
They're multiplying at a very fast rate.
Yeah.
Is that me? Free the Soul is a powerful new religious order dedicated to the establishing a new world order. The Myrmidons are their elite frontline soldiers in that secret war. The general public knows nothing about the Myrmidons, but their actions have put them on watch lists of intelligence communities across the globe. Rumors say that the mermen have the same face, suggesting that they may all be clones of a single person. No one knows where this rumor comes from exactly, but I can tell you that it's a very credible source.
Wow, incredible.
Clover told me so.
Oh,
What are you saying, son?
can you tell me about my...
I can tell you about everyone's brother. It's the founder of Free the Soul, although he prefers not to be referred to as such. As a child, he had a younger brother whom he was very fond of. Unfortunately, the worst happened, and the younger brother was murdered. Rage and despair filled brother, and for 9 days and 9 nights he was consumed by his own misery. On the morning of the 10th day, however, he had a revelation. Mankind was rife with base desires and needed to be purified so that a new world could come into being. God had spoken to Brother and given him a mission. Brother dedicated his life to realizing that mission. And at the age of 26, he established Free the Soul of Y. He claims that Y is a symbol for miracles.
Key.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keyblade.
Keyblade. Bracelet 3. Here is some information that isn't revealed in the game. Ooh! The bracelet put on the left wrists of the 9 participants in the Ambidex games has an important feature that's never mentioned. As soon as it's put on, a needle on the underside activates and it inserts itself into the wearer. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's injecting a drug, only that it activates and pierces the skin. Maybe there's something on the needle, or maybe there isn't. All that's certain is that when someone puts on the bracelet, they get poked.
Oh,
Weird.
we learned something.
Well, now it won't fall off.
Doink.
Let me see. Okay, I gotta switch the music. Where to now?
I picked the last one.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the garden.
Garden.
The garden.
Let's go to the butt garden, guys.
Wow, it stinks in here.
No,
Your attitude stinks.
I'm gonna smell the flowers.
Oh.
You think I'm a flower?
Yeah.
Am I a
it
pretty
does.
flower?
No. But you smell good.
I'm so sad.
Oh.
Have a thing.
This refers to the Ambidex game. This thing.
Ew.
It's fair to assume that AB is short for Ambidex, but it also represents the 2 choices each player is given, A and B. A is the choice to ally. B is the choice to betray. It doesn't mean anything else, so I hope you weren't thinking that. When using the voting machine in the AB room, each player must choose either ally or betray before the time is up.
The time limit's never up.
So far,
Yep.
no spoilers. So
It's just because you already know everything.
okay. Well,
This is what I was told anyway, so shrug.
don't believe everything you hear,
It's okay. I'm
Maybe
fine.
at the end.
unless it's this.
Here's AB game part 2. A round the AB game is played between the members of the group that went through the previous chromatic door together. The 2 members of the pair play against a single solo. Each party can choose to either cooperate or betray. The BP of each player will change depending on that choice. If you choose to ally, and your opponent chooses to ally, you get +2 BP. If you choose to ally and your opponent chooses to betray, you get a -2 BP. If you choose to betray and your opponent chooses to ally, you get +3 BP. If you choose to betray and your opponent chooses to betray, you get zilch BP.
Say it.
No.
Say 0.
No. Nada.
I will have my royalty checks.
Don't worry, we're talking about penalties.
Penalties, my favorite.
I know. Well, if you break the rules, or if your BP falls below none, you will be penalized. More specifically, a set of needles in your bracelet will be activated, injecting you with 2 different drugs. The first is an anesthetic called Sorprol Beta. 9 minutes after this will be followed by a muscle relaxant called Turbo Cocaine. The muscle relaxant will cause your lungs to cease functioning, killing you. In other words, the penalty for failure is death. This whole time we could have died.
Terrible.
What?
I thought we were just playing for the lols.
For the giggles, mate.
I wrote D on my leg for fun.
Fundy.
A machine used by the participants of the AB game to register their votes. It uses a touch panel and is not to be mistaken for an ATM. Sigma.
It ate my card. I can't get it back.
Put it out.
Please.
Hazmat Suit, let me tell you. The manual found in the PEC contains the following text in reference to these suits. Pressure exchange chamber. The air in this facility is kept at a very high pressure relative to the outside environment. This is to prevent air contaminated by the virus membrane. All persons wishing to exit the facility must proceed through the PEC. In order to prevent the spread of the virus and maintain a sterile environment, all persons entering the pressure exchange chamber must wear a specialized hazmat suit. Anyone not wearing a suit will not be allowed to enter the PEC exchange chamber.
Neat.
Thank you.
No exchanging pecs in there.
You don't get them
What?
confused.
Let's talk about my scotch. A type of tape.
Oh,
All right, goodbye.
More specifically, a type of whiskey made in Scotland. Its unique aroma comes from the peat used in its manufacture. Scotch is Temioji's favorite drink. He often claims, "A little scotch should scratch this itch," after returning from work, which annoys Quark, but he beats him, so it doesn't matter.
who put you on the planet?
Leave me alone. Have a float.
Hey, what do Scotsmen put on their toast?
What? Butterscotch?
Butterscotch.
Oh my gosh.
Read the line.
Oh god. Sir, that's not in the script. A well-known drink made by putting a scoop of vanilla ice cream in some root beer, also known as a black cow. Quark has taken to saying root beer floats my boat, which warms Tenmyoji's heart.
Well, Bill floats my boat.
Oh, my heart.
The heartburn!
I'm killing him.
We're halfway there, guys.
Yay! Let's go to the Floral Werba.
Quark is taken to saying a little root beer float after work helps scratch the itch.
I had a hard day at school. I just needed to get a little to get the edge off, you know?
This irritates Tenmyoji.
You guys
Two
are
drunks.
halfway through.
Only
Stop.
halfway there. No, we gotta make a joke after every one. It's great.
True.
Floor A and Floor B.
Floor B presses the X button.
I'm
The
reading
facility
this.
has 2 stories. The top
yeah,
floor is
you are.
referred to as Flora, and the bottom floor is called Florb. The A and B supposedly stand for above and below. There's a rumor that the floors were actually named after a particular Swedish pop rock group from the 70s, ABBA. But everyone involved in this project has insisted it's a vile and hurtful lie.
Oh,
Don't you
if
dare.
that's really a band.
ABBA.
Nope.
That's-
I don't know.
AB.
I'm not telling jokes. Just keep going.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for one.
You're
Hey,
like, where's the
this is-
punchline?
Here's some actual content. When the body is infected with Radical 6, the processing speed of the brain is reduced. If we assume the brain currently operates at 1-to-1 basis with regards to time, Radical 6 reduces that to 1 the square root of 1 divided by 6, or approximately 1 to the 0.408. This means that for each second that passes outside, the patient feels that only 0.408 seconds have passed inside. Therefore, when 1 second has passed inside, approximately 2.45 seconds, or the square root of 6 seconds, have passed outside. This is why the virus has been termed Radical 6. Oh, that's what radicals were. Got it.
Right, yeah.
Let's read some more.
That's neat. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. One theory holds that the disparity in time perception causes the brain to be flooded with massive amounts of information. Unable to keep up, it begins to fail. Whatever the cause, the infected invariably attempt to take their own lives, which I've lost my place. That's a lot of text.
All right.
Which
Take your
is,
time.
is arguably the most terrifying aspect of the virus. I'm a good reader. Research suggests that a targeted antiviral could kill or at least disable Radical 6, but thus far we have been unable to develop one. It seems our best hope now is to harvest antibodies from someone with a natural immunity to the virus.
Oof.
Wonder if that's a thing.
The Last of Us.
Really?
Oh, I get it.
The bodies of those dead from suicide are piled up along the roads leading into and out of town. The entire area reeks with the stench of decay, and the sky is filled with the constant buzzing of flies. At times, their swarms are so thick that when one passes, it feels as if a cloud has gone over the sun. Every day, I see more crows, and rats are everywhere, feeding on the dead. Ironically, the only healthy-looking creatures are the stray cats who've grown fat on a plentiful rodent diet. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters. I don't know how many were saved, but I fear only a handful. Oh, Lord, please, let their future be a bright one. This is an excerpt from a very happy journal. Due to space constraints, some sections have been cut out.
The good parts.
The
Darn.
good parts.
It was just way too positive. We couldn't
me.
include it all.
Let me
Those
describe
fat
what it
cats,
smells
all
like.
those Garfields.
Jumpy doll.
It sounds like someone named a doll Jumpy. But why?
Next slide.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
I did want to know this. Tell me.
The secret of Quark's hat. Don't you think that his hat looks kind of weird? There's that huge band that just wraps around his head. Is he hiding a pair of Ferengi ears?
Furry ears.
Furry ears? Or maybe he's just a young Lobot?
I'm
What?
making these up now.
Yeah, I'm just making up words. Sorry, guys. Well, this is just between you and me, but he's got missiles in there. The sides of the hat are hiding those pods like you see on the helicopters or SAM sites. Except these missiles are tiny, and when he gets in trouble, both sides of the hat open up and they just fly out at once like... Just kidding. Actually, just keep snacks in there.
Yay!
Brain food.
That's funny.
It's pretty cringe.
Here, I guess Ferengi are Star Trek. Here's a picture for you.
Lobot is Star Wars.
Okay.
It's the
Is
guys
it?
that got like headphone kind of looking things, but without a strap.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. It's nerd stuff.
It's
nerd.
Who wrote this? The nerd keeps.
Yeah.
I think a nerd wrote this.
You want to know about Extelavir?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's an antiviral medication made to counteract Radical 6. More specifically, it's an antibody with a natural resistance to the virus. It was found and extracted from an individual in 2038, and then replicated using the IG replicator. An Excalibur injection is the only known way to fight off a Radical 6 infection.
Well, then what happened to the other, like, 40 years where they didn't, everyone else died?
Yeah.
Okay.
It stands for ice creams by the gallon.
Yeah.
Here's the treatment pod, an amazing machine that augments an individual's natural ability to heal, strengthens their immune system, accelerates their metabolism, and can cure many otherwise incurable diseases. In addition, it can creation personalized medicines, perform gene therapy, and even repair the effects of radiation damage. What an incredible machine! It's not that incredible if you can't cure Radical 6, you say? Yes, well, I guess you've got a point. But don't worry, it also has a function called cold sleep. Cold sleep uses freezing to freeze the entire body without damaging it. That way, even if the disease you have can't be cured, you can be frozen until a cure is found.
Yay.
There ain't no cure for stupid.
Yeah.
There are generally two types of cold sleep. The first type involves lowering your internal body temperature. This reduces your basic metabolic rate and induces a state similar to hibernation. In other words, your body is still actively functioning, just very slowly. The other sort of cold sleep is the one in this game. This involves freezing your body to essentially lock it in whatever state it was in. Until recently, this was impossible because the expansion and crystallization that took place during the freezing process would irrevocably damage human tissue. In the world where this game takes place, however, CAS technology has overcome this hurdle and made cryonics a reality. The resuscitation rate is nearly 100%. In fact, you'd be much more likely to die in a plane crash, which means that freezing yourself to visit the future is safer than flying from Tokyo to Million.
Wow.
Oh, wow. What is CAS?
CAS stands for Cells Alive System. It allows organic tissue to be safely and non-destructively frozen. In this game, CAS is used to put people in cold sleep. It super cools the subject with a magnetic field and causes them to freeze almost instantly, preventing crystallization. In real life, the problem comes when you try to thaw something out, which also must be done instantly. In this game, however, the technological magic of the treatment pod makes returning from cold sleep impossible. Oh, shit.
Oh.
We failed!
Sorry.
The past two Nonary games. November 2018, 16 children were reported missing. In actuality, 18 children were taken, but 2 were never reported. The person in charge was someone we will refer to as Ace. The purpose of the game was to conduct experiments on morphic resonance with the children as test subjects. I won't go into specifics here, but the short version is that this was the first Nonary game. November 1st, 2027. A total of 9 people participated in this session. They were abducted just as the children had been, but this time, Ace was not in charge of the game. Clover was a participant in both games, and now she finds herself playing the Nonary game yet again.
What can I say? People like me.
What a life you live.
Yeah?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, take it down.
In the context of this game, espers are people with the ability to access the morphogenetic field. An esper can increase the strength of their signal by being close in proximity to other espers, assuming they are the strongest. The strongest signal will absorb any weaker ones nearby and use them to amplify its own strength, sort of like waves. The biggest wave adds the amplitude of smaller waves to its own and covers them up. It
That's
takes
what-
the red and puts it in the blue.
Yeah.
And shakes it all up.
Put the dog outside and take the no-nary veterans. That's what it's all about.
I guess. The following 9 people were participants in the non-area game that Clover claims to have been part of. 1. H. Middle-aged man.
No.
2. Snake, Clover's older brother. His real name is Light for some reason. 3. Sanda, arrogant, uncooperative little young bad man. 4. Clover, still Clover, just younger and with a jacket. 5 is Junpei. He's the hero of 9 hours, 9 persons, and 9 doors. 6 is June. Junpei's childhood friend. Real name Akane Kurashiki. I don't know why I'd say that. 7 is 7. Amnesic detective.
Yeah.
8. Lotus. Attractive programmer. She has 2 daughters. And 9. Kubota. Skittish man. He gets blown up.
I love that.
I'd like to think that when Clover was like reporting to the government about all this, like these are the actual terms she used.
Yeah. 9 man, he get blown up.
Junpei was the hero of 9 hours, 9 persons, and 9 doors.
What the heck is this?
Neostigmine. A type of carbamate compound which acts as a reversible acetylcholinesterase inhibitor, exciting the stop nerve. This allows it to counteract the effects of the muscle relaxant turbococaine. It could be delivered with an injection gun like the one you see here. Why do I get the hard one?
Wow.
Because it's funny.
I'm gonna change the music one more time.
One more.
Just give me a sec. It'll be a while. Don't worry about it.
Excuse me one sec.
Take this one.